Hi everybody and welcome back to the Toon Review YouTube channel, and I just thought I'd do this video outside today, and I've got the old GoPro on. It's lovely weather, and it's a time for celebration for us Newcastle United fans, isn't it? You know, things could have gone drastically wrong last night. You know, it was very nervy, more like a training game though, wasn't it? It really was a training game for Newcastle last night. You know, so much possession. We couldn't break them down at the end. You know, Leicester did park the bus quite a lot during the game, but they had a specific tactic. You know, they were going down, they're getting relegated, they have to do something. I was quite surprised, really, because I thought they might come out and try and win the game. But putting Maddison and Barnes on the bench to start the game kind of said to me that, you know, what the tactics were going to be for Leicester. And to be honest, we knocked on the door numerous times in that first half, hitting the post twice, hitting the bar, a number of goalkeeper saves. But it ended up, the second half was like a training game, wasn't it? It was defence against attack until the very last moments of the game, when Leicester did decide to press us a little bit. And of course, Castagne, right at the end, hit a great shot and a great save by Nick Pope, which puts us into the Champions League. And you have to say a massive well done to Nick Pope, because to stay alert like that, when he's had nothing to do the full game, and then all of a sudden has to pull off a save like that, you think, wow, that is pretty incredible. So a massive well done to Nick Pope on that. But it wasn't about the match itself last night, let's be honest. The build-up around the ground last night was fantastic. You know, people were singing, people were playing the Champions League tune. We all expected that we were going to get the Champions League. I think we all expected that we would probably beat Leicester City last night, but unfortunately that didn't happen. Leicester, you know, as I said, came for a point and got that. But it was more to do with the occasion. You know, before the game, the flags, no one can tell me that no other football club would ever do that better than Newcastle United do, because it's a fact. Nobody could pull off a pre-game experience like that anywhere in the world for me. You know, we've got War Flags to thank for that. Fantastic stuff from them. And it was just, it went from there. You know, half time, who'd have thought that you know, yes, we knew Dad and Jamie Rubin were going to do the Fun 88 challenge, but then who'd have thought the chairman himself would have come down after an ACL operation as well? Let's not be hiding that fact as well, because he kicked 3 balls, and the third one you could tell he was in extreme agony, but he still took part. And then to come on the mic and thank the fans for the season and things like that. This club has completely changed, and it's something that I'm not used to, certainly for the last 15 years under Ashley. You know, we wouldn't have ever expected, you know, the chairman to come on like that and thank the fans, and the directors taking part in such a fun event at half-time, which really, it's just, once again, this magnificent club is back with the fans now, and that's you know, the owners have a massive praise for what they've done with that. And then you look at after the game, you know, the lap of honour when you see Eddie coming round first, and with Graham Jones and Jason Tyndall, you know, bigging up the crowd and saying, yes, come on, you know, absolutely incredible scenes. And I haven't seen anything like that at St James's Park for a very long time. You know, like I say, watching the Keegan era, you know, the entertainers being so close to winning the league, and then Sir Bobby in the early 2000s getting us into the Champions League, that was a ride as well. But there's something feels very different about this. And I'm not just talking about the money. I'm just talking about the way the club is now set up, the way the club is moving, the direction it's going in. Everything that these new owners have told the fans that they're going to do has come to fruition. You know, there's been no lies, there's been no bullshit, there's been nothing from these new owners that they haven't done that they've promised they're going to do. You know, they said they were going to start on the training ground. They have. They said they were going to work on the academy. They have. They said they were going to improve the first team. They have. They said they were going to improve St James's Park. They have. And that will continue to improve over the time, you know, the years going by. I don't think anything's in the pipeline to move the stadium or anything like that, or to build a new one. It's not going to happen, certainly within the next few years. I think the Gallagher expansion will obviously happen, I would have thought, before anything else. But it's just sitting here now, you kind of think, wow, you know, when all the dust settles and all the excitement has calmed down, and you look back at what this season has become, because very few predicted top 4. We were all saying, look, let's just make progression here from where we've been. You know, we have relegation struggles the last few seasons, but all of a sudden, you know, we have an opportunity. We bring a couple of players in. We don't spend the earth like a lot of people have said we're going to do. You know, we were very careful with who we bought, and we bought players in the summer who Eddie knew were going to bring us and take us forward. You know, the signing of Botman for me was a magnificent signing, and one that we can be very proud of. Isak, a lot of people, including myself, were worried at the start when we seen him play. Yes, he got a few goals, but was he going to be able to, you know, really deal with the physicality of the Premier League? And my God, has he done that? You know, the improvements of Sean Longstaff, Joe Willock really coming to fruition. Joe Linton, again, just becoming a beast in midfield. And there's so much more to look forward to, because, yes, there's some players going to leave in the summer, and that's unfortunate for them. But look, if hand on heart, there is some players in that squad who are not good enough to take the club forward. Yes, they've done a fantastic job being stalwarts to the club and helped us when we've went down and we've come back. You know, they've all helped us like that in certain ways, and we'd be forever grateful for that as fans. But we know that football is a cutthroat business. We have to move on. We have to now improve the squad that we've got. So for me, it's going to be a very, very big summer for Eddie, for Jason, for the coaching staff, but also for the likes of Dan Ashworth, Darren Eales. They'll all have to pull together. I'm sure they have a list of players that they want to go for. Obviously, just looking at the news reports today, we're linked with hundreds of players already again. But there was one player last night that playing for Leicester who I would love to see in a Newcastle shirt, and that was James Maddison. A lot of people have commented on saying he's had a bad end of the season, but look, his colleagues have downed tools. What do you expect? You know, you look back to Leicester games against Liverpool, etc., where they conceded a goal and they just went to pieces. Now, personally, I think had we got a goal in that first half last night, Leicester would have gone to pieces again, and we probably would have scored 3 or 4. But let's not forget that we were missing Joe Linton and Willock last night, two of our real attacking midfielders who will create chances and score goals. But Miggy played brilliantly yesterday, and I know I've been a critic of Miggy very recently, in fact. But look, the last 2 games he's played, I have to hold my hand up and say he's been absolutely sensational. He really has. But it's the excitement now about where we're going. It's the excitement about who we're going to sign. You know, yes, there's going to be loads of rumours out there about players coming to the club that don't come to fruition, and there are a load of bollocks. We know that there's so many different rumours goes around about players coming to Newcastle that never happen. You know, you look at the likes of the Ronaldos, the Messis, the Neymars, all those links. Absolute rubbish. They're not coming to the club. But players that will come to the club are going to be world-class. Well, maybe it's not all world-class, but certainly have the experience of Champions League and winners. You know, we're going to have winners in this team. And we haven't had that for so long either. You know, it's just since the takeover, when we've brought the likes of Bruno in, we've improved Joe Linton. You know, we've got a back 4 now who have been absolutely rock solid throughout the season. Yep, fallen away a little bit towards the end of the season, but that happens in football. But the majority of the season, they've been absolutely wonderful. We've got a captain who is just a sensational captain. He's a brilliant footballer. Yes, he's had, like everybody in the team, we've had little off patches where we haven't quite been at it, but that happens throughout the course of a season. But the majority of the season, my God, we've been absolutely magnificent. The football has been breathtaking. You know, gone are the days now where we're just passing it around the back 4 and it's going backwards all the time. I mean, a lot of people will remember that when we kept on complaining about how, you know, we were a rugby side. We had to pass the ball backwards to sort of move forward. That doesn't happen anymore. We've just been brilliant. The transition out of defence into attack has been so quick. Our counter-attacks have been much, much quicker. And everything has just flowed brilliantly at this football club. And then I've sort of sit here this morning and this afternoon and I'm thinking, wow, you know, we've got so much to look forward to this summer. You know, yes, let's just try and finish the season off. You know, finish the season off on Sunday. I think, you know, a lot of people will change. I think Chelsea will make changes. I think Newcastle will make changes. But it should still be a very, very interesting game. And for me, I do apologise about the dogs. They're getting a bit excited. But, you know, for me, Sunday is about finishing the season. Whether we win or lose, we've had a fantastic season, and that will never, ever go away. But I think it's an opportunity for Eddie to play some of the kids, some of the fringe players who will appreciate that opportunity to show Eddie what they can do. Now, whether it'll, you know, some of them that'll play, it will possibly be their last game in a Newcastle shirt. It might not be. But it's an opportunity for those guys to go out and finish on a high. Some of the mainstays of the first 11 will play again, I've no doubt about that, but there will be significant changes. But it's after that, isn't it? It's when the window opens that all the excitement and the adrenaline from us fans is really going to kick in. It's really going to kick in. You know, you start getting real solid reports of players coming for medicals and things like that. All I would say is just be careful, you know, out there who you believe and what you read, because we have said on this channel for a long time now that we will only report stuff that the club will bring us. Yes, we'll talk about media reports and what these players could bring to the side, but we will only confirm it when the club have. And we swear by that on this channel, and that's what we will continue to do. We won't tell you that anybody's coming for a medical or anything like that unless the club have stated it, because it's pointless. You end up looking like a fool, and it's a silly thing to do. Why not just wait till the club announces it and then talk about it as a channel? It just seems ridiculous that people report, you know, medicals are going to start taking place, etc., when it's they're not. You know, it's just pointless. You end up looking a fool. But when the club confirms stuff like that to us, we will confirm it to you as well. So it's going to be an extremely, extremely exciting summer. And you'll get all the news first on here on the Toon Review. Things like players coming in for medicals and things like that. I'm going to get my arse to St James's Park and report from there, see if we can catch anything good for the channel. So there's a lot coming up. Just because the season ends, it doesn't mean that the channel is not going to put out content, because we are, because I know you guys enjoy it. There's a lot of overseas subscribers who do look forward to our reports coming out and things like that, to keep them abreast of any situation going on at Newcastle. But we will continue to do the transfer shows with players linked, and we will continue to talk about what they might bring to the club should they sign. We'll also obviously only bring you confirmation of news when the club confirms anything 100%. So we're not in the know, we never will be, but what we will be is talking about future players, what they could bring. And God, we've got transfer window, Champions League group draw. Everything is just incredible, and it won't have sunk in with a lot of people, and I don't think it'll sink in with a lot of people that were in the Champions League until that first game under the lights at St James's Park, when we hear the Champions League theme. And that's the excitement. But there you go, guys. I just thought I'd do a quick video today about you know, the plans ahead for the channel itself, and what we're, and you know, what happened last night. It's incredible. But do join us tonight if you're watching this on the Tuesday. We do have a review of the game, but it's more like a Champions League celebration, guys, about getting into the Champions League. So we want you all to take part in that in the chat. But don't forget to go down there and smash the subscribe button for us, because we are so close now to 20,000 subscribers. And also hit that thumbs up button, because the likes, as you know, help towards keeping that channel in the search results. But thank you very much for watching, guys. We will see you tonight, and if you can't make that, we will see you very soon. But in the meantime, take care, folks.
Come back and check out